Welcome back, Historic Conditioning. This is part 3 of Oh God, My Calves Are Trying to Kill Me. So, we're back at the Keep, Mugga Vale, hard day being victorious on the battlefield, or I just woke up dressed in my underwear here and my calves are trying to kill me. So what are we going to do about it? We're going to go through one foam rolling technique and one active release, active isolated release technique for our muscles. Keep in mind though that these techniques aren't going to prevent what is causing your issue. What's causing your issue, we covered kind of in part 1 and part 2 a little bit. And again, check with your care provider who can look at you and ask follow-up questions about what's going on with your body. Hydration, nutrition, are you sleeping enough, 7 to 9 hours? Do you have any movement problems? Are you using that muscle in a weird way that you don't normally do when you're not fighting? Okay, all kinds of things to think about and do some research for yourself. However, what are we going to do about it afterwards? So we're going to talk about some foam rolling and stretching. You've seen foam rolling. The foam rolls are all over the place. A lot of times people just, oh, I'm foam rolling now. That is not the way to do it. Here's one that I made. Basically, it's just some PVC and a piece of scrap PVC and a janky old yoga mat that I cut up and glued with Gorilla Glue, and we're good to go. So you don't need to spend $50 or more or less on something fancy in the store. This is a bit aggressive, it's a bit hard, but you can make things that work for you. And then there's also these store-bought stuff that if you are starting with sensitive muscles, this is going to be fine for you. So once again, this is not going to prevent any muscle soreness, but significant research shows that people who foam roll before and after exercise experience a significant amount less of delayed onset muscle soreness, which is kind of what we're talking about here, okay? You can Google that as well. So what are we gonna do about it? So we're gonna come down on the ground here, and you can do this in your tent or at home. There are two major muscles in the back of your calf, soleus and then gastrocnemius. Gastroc, it has 2 heads. So basically, we're kind of working on 3 different areas in the muscle, but you're going to find a sore spot here, back here, right below the muscle belly, where gastroc splits, and up and around each side. Like, oh man, right even each. You see this? This is a tight-ass calf. This is no good. There are a couple muscles in the front here that govern this movement, which can also be very, very sore. We'll cover those later. Okay, for the sake of a short video, what am I going to do here? Instead of rolling back and forth, right, I'm going to find a sore spot. Okay, there's going to be 3 kind of sore spots. Ooh, there was one. Okay, once I find that, once about like a 7 on the pain scale, 1 to 10. Okay, not too much, not too little. I'm going to sit on that sore spot. Maybe I can get my foot up. Maybe I can get my butt up, and I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to relax my muscle. Always check in with that muscle. You're going to start tense because it hurts. Relax. Let that foam roll move through the muscle. I'm going to be here for about 60 seconds or until that 7 on the pain scale starts to go away, okay? Once I'm there, should be no more than maybe, you can be here for 2 minutes if you wanted to. You don't need to be that long. You're not going to cure anything. You're not going to fix anything, okay, on the first try, okay? This is something that has a lot of inertia to it. Muscle stretching and remediation of this kind, you need to do it every day to see results. Okay, this is a long-term commitment, like a good relationship or a mild steel helmet you want to keep nice. It's a long-term commitment. So now that we've been here for about 60 seconds at pain, I'm going to go 4 times up and down the muscle fiber, about 1 inch. I'm moving the fascia back and forth, and it's going to be fairly sensitive. 4, and then 4 times left and right across the muscle fiber, just to kind of move that fascia around. Again, loose muscles, nice and easy. And then we're done. We're done here on that part, and we can go to the next couple of areas. That's going to help ease some of that delayed onset muscle soreness that you might be feeling. That also might, if you're rolling over this muscle belly that's, again, connected to that nerve bundle, if you've got a little bit of runaway syndrome going on, that muscle just will not relax. That might help kind of break some of this as well. Okay, there's one other thing I'll show you since we're here. Pin and stretch, they call it. So it's the same idea here, and I'm going to actively move that muscle back and forth. And this can be quite difficult if you have a large lump, so to speak. Okay, just 10 times flexing that muscle back and forth. But let's say that the cramp is such that you can't even move the dang muscle. It hurts too much. All right, we're going to use another technique. You can grab a piece of rubber here, or if you've got your camping, anything that is significantly less good enough, that's not going to stretch a whole lot. I just grabbed this because it's around. Okay, this is a bit of isolated release. So coming up, I'm going to move my leg as much as possible up. I'm going to use the opposite muscles now, right? We talked about this in another video. Okay, stretch, pull back 2 seconds, point, stretch back 2 seconds, point, using this cord to stretch that muscle. I'm using this active isolated technique to stretch this muscle and stretch this fascia and let the muscle know, okay, that it doesn't need to be so contracted anymore. 10 reps, and then just relax and release. Okay, you should be feeling a little bit of release and relief at this point. Keep in mind, this is not permanent. This is not going to stay. You might need to do it later. You definitely, if you know that you're prone to this, are going to want to do it beforehand and after you're done stretching. So, I'm going to finish my mug of ale here. Then I'm going to go get some water. Then I'm going to go back to bed and see what happens in the morning.